All right, tonight's video for the subtle emotion of courage is honorable. This one's one of those subtle emotions for courage that seems pretty easy to associate, to feel in my body. And I'm not sure where I got this value system. I didn't really have men in my life as a kid, or the ones that were pretty. I got a schizophrenic uncle, you know, things like that. So, but where I'm going with that is that to me, being a man, being masculine, comes just inherently with honor, with being honorable, having some sort of value system, being loyal, uh, be willing to stand up in front of or in the face of something that you disagree with or that threatens what you stand for. Whatever that is, I think that's different for each man. And, there's some shared stuff there depending on where you're at. But so, yeah, honorable seems like an easy one for me to associate. Whereas happy, yesterday, a lot of judgment, a lot of expectations and images of why I didn't like it. Whereas honorable, very, very easy to access. And that's really how this stuff works, you know? And that dictates uh, how I perceive reality. And I mean, every person's like that. So, depending on their reference library, which is pretty complex because it's layers and layers and layers. So, but anyways, back to honorable. What the first memory that came to me was, when I was younger, every thought I had was about death or dying. Literally, all my dreams I was dying in, or there was death in. I can even feel a little bit of fear talking about it, as if just talking about it is going to bring back those feelings or some sort of bad thing is going to happen to me. Uh, but I can tell that those are just passing feelings, or thoughts. Whereas before, it really felt like it was a part of me. And it it really dictated my life in an intense way. And I went through a lot as a kid, but I think this stemmed from my great grandmother. She passed away from cancer, and it affected me deeply. And I didn't really have anybody to talk to. I mean, I had no one to talk to about this kind of stuff. No one with any sort of emotional IQ or maturity. Just a lot of dysfunctional adults around me. Uh, so death changes you. Mm. And this happened at a very early age for me. So years later, in my 20s, I'm a lover of movies. I've seen thousands of them. And I saw this movie uh, with Forrest Whitaker. And Forrest Whitaker was like a new age samurai hitman in this movie. It's a remake of a Japanese movie with more of a New York twist to it. It's called Ghost Dog. But in the movie, they have lines from this samurai text called Hagakure, and these lines really hit me in the heart. There's a lot about just staying. There's a lot of courage energy to be honest, now that I think about it. But like things like, even if Samurai's head is cut off, his resolve will be so strong that he'll continue with his mission. Things like that. And so it inspired me to find this text and read it. And it really did affect me in a lot of ways. And there was a part of it about meditating on death every day, so that when death comes, there's no hesitation. And that helped me a lot. That helped me get over intense panic attacks that I've had since I was a little kid, when I would meditate on death and dying. And it wasn't instantaneous. It took a few years, actually, but it just kept getting less and less intense, these feelings, these panic attacks and fears and things like that. And I don't know, I just fell in love with the samurai culture and things like that, the samurai consciousness. And honor is a big part of that. So I felt like this book was speaking to me, because there was a lot of parts of it that I had just adopted on my own. I don't know if it from watching stuff as a kid, movies, or if it's just part of the masculine archetype. And one of those things when it comes to honor is that I always valued my word. If I said I was going to do something, that meant something to me. I didn't just say it frivolously. I didn't tell people what they wanted to hear. And if I didn't do what I said I was going to do, I would make every attempt to get it done. And so there's not really a specific memory attached to keeping my word, because I feel, I know that it's been countless times where I do it. It's just part of who I am. And I'm not perfect at it, but it's definitely part of who I am. And that book, the Samurai Text, Samurai Consciousness, felt like it was similar. Like honor has to do with your word. Because your word is basically, at least the way I interpret it, my word is like an extension of me. And so it matters. It matters to me. And that takes a lot of courage. It's really easy to give in, And I don't know if easy is the right word. It's there's so much social pressure to do what other people want, or think it's best for you, or just all kinds of different authority figures, systems, and pressure to persuade oneself away from their word. And again, I'm not perfect at this. The more I explore spirituality, it seems less and less a part of me, but it definitely is a big part of courage, at least from my perspective in my life. And that's what came up with Honorable. So that's today's subtle emotion. I'll see you guys tomorrow.